Well, what's up, church? Hey, it's November, which means it's our legacy offering, prayer, and commitment month. On December 5th, just 4 weeks away, we come together as a church to give in this annual faith offering where we give above what we normally give to go beyond where we normally go. And this year, on top of all the missions and outreach work that we already do, we are coming together to give so that we can build a legacy together. If you haven't already heard, most of you have. We are right in the middle of a purchase of 17.2 acres in Gainesville, Virginia, so that we can build a building that is going to facilitate the ministry that happens through this church. And that's why we're calling it Building a Legacy, because it's going to make a difference for generations to come. And we have an opportunity to be a part of it. So what do we need you to do in this month of November? Every day, I'm asking every person that calls this church home to pray, to seek God, to ask God for you and your family what He would have you to give. You know, I think when we seek God and when we pray and we spend time with Him, we become more like Him. We come closer to His heart. And when we get more like Him and we come closer to Him, we're going to become more generous. And so, you know, I'm not asking you to give money or a certain amount of money. What I'm doing is I'm setting the vision, $700,000. We can do that together if, and here's what I am asking you to do, we pray, we seek God, and then we make a commitment during this month to say, I'm going to hear the voice of God. I'm going to feel where He's leading me, and then we're going to make a commitment to give generously, joyfully together, and then watch what God does through us. It's miraculous what God can do through a group of people that are committed to following Him, that are committed to hearing His voice and obeying and sacrificing and doing what He says. And it reminds me of 2 Corinthians. And I want to read about the church in Macedonia, just a couple of verses to encourage us today. Paul says, "Now I want you to know, dear brothers and sisters, what God in His kindness has done through the churches in Macedonia. They are being tested by many troubles, and they're very poor. But they are also filled," watch this, "with abundant joy, which has overflowed in rich generosity." He says, listen to this, that they are afflicted by many troubles, yet they have joy. Then he says, they're very poor, yet they're responding in rich generosity. This lets me know that I can have joy in the midst of pain and trouble. I can be generous and I can give even if I feel like I don't have enough. He says, "For I can testify that they gave not only what they could afford, but far more. They did it of their own free will, and they begged us again and again for the privilege of sharing in the gift for the believers in Jerusalem." They had a mission. They had a vision to give to these believers in Jerusalem, and they came together. They gave above what they could even afford, Paul says, but they did it because they were led by God. He finishes by saying they even did more than we had hoped for their first action was to give themselves to the Lord and to us, just as God wanted them to do. I want this to be true for Love Church, everybody. And so we give today, we give on December 5th, not out of compulsion, not because we feel pressured, but because we're leaning into God and who God is and what God is calling us to do. And it doesn't matter if we have trouble, affliction. It doesn't matter if we feel like what we give is not going to make a difference. God's in control. This is God's church, and it's just our job to lean into Him and to obey. Come on, let's let a spirit of generosity rise in us this month as we pray and we seek God and make a commitment to give into building this legacy. Hey, on December 5th, we're coming together on that Sunday morning, and we're all going to give, whether you give digitally or give online. We're going to make a way for everybody, no matter the method that you give, to come together in a moment. We're going to walk up to the front of the auditorium during worship, and as an act of worship, we're going to give to God. And so it's going to be a joyful day. It's going to be a big moment. So plan on being there in person. Again, even if you're going to give your legacy offering online, plan on being there. December 5th is going to be a big day as we see what God does through us. I'm so excited, church. I can't wait. God bless you.